What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Universal Mastery. Welcome back to my public YouTube channel. Today we have something that is so interesting that we're going to be discussing in today's video that I feel like is going to be extremely valuable to be taking advantage of. This is something that could actually set you up with a foundation of financial freedom for literally the rest of your life as we are moving into a new age here, as we're moving into a new collective consciousness. So this is exactly what it is that we're going to be discussing in today's video, which is the in-depth understanding, the in-depth and intuitive knowing of how our economic future as an entire mass collective consciousness is drastically at a point where it is shifting and it is changing. Okay, this is something that I feel like it is important for you to know, and I want to be able to share this to everyone who is able to listen to my YouTube content and get value from it on a daily basis. Okay, so we are going to be speaking about what the financial future generally is going to be looking like in a nutshell, moving into this new world that we're moving into, because the planet is shifting and it is changing so drastically at an energetic level. And this is stuff that you can absolutely use to your advantage as we're moving into these shifts. You can ride this wave and you can reap a lot of valuable results and a lot of valuable rewards from some of these things that it is that I'm going to be speaking about in our today's video. So with that being said, if you want to gain a deeper understanding on what the financial future of our economy looks like as we are moving into the new collective consciousness as a whole, then definitely stay tuned and I will see you on the other side. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's jump right in here. So we are talking about the financial future of the collective consciousness. So the first place that I want to start off with in these regards is I want to mention how our planet has drastically changed within the past 10 years, but especially when we look within the past 5 years, ever since COVID-19, the pandemic, and all these different things. At this point in time, it should be clear that there are some significant changes that are taking place at a collective level. Now, these are things that are important to recognize, especially when we are looking at the collective economy. So I think a lot of you understand that our economy is crashing, and the dollar and the worth of the dollar has extremely been inflated, and it is going lower and lower and lower to the point where this is eventually going to be something that is going to have to be let go of. It is going to have to go through the death cycle. So it makes sense that as we're moving into a new world order, a new collective consciousness, which is going to require a new understanding of self, a new way of working with self, a new connection to the body, to the emotions, to the sensations, really being able to honor trauma, being able to live a life that you truly want to experience, having different degrees of freedom that you know you have the potential of experiencing. It makes sense that as we move into this new consciousness, there are going to be some drastic changes that are going to be taking place on a collective level that are going to be a part of this. Now, one of these significant changes, once again, is going to be the economy. Okay, so as I'm saying, our dollar, the dollar that me and you both know that we've been using to be able to pay our bills, to pay rent, to survive in life, this is eventually going to shift as we're moving into the new world. Now, this is something that if you have, a connection to your intuition, if you have a foresight to see how things naturally unfold and how things evolve as a whole, you should be able to recognize that this is something that is guaranteed going to be happening within our near future, or within at least the next 5 to 10 years from this point. Okay? We are moving into a more of a technologically advanced future, and that is also going to reflect itself within the economy. So what is it going to look like for us to move from something like the US dollar into something that is more digital based? This is absolutely going to look like crypto. Okay, so cryptocurrencies is going to be one of the most important things to look at when we are considering what the economy and the future economy is going to look like within the collective consciousness as a whole. So this is not only the United States, this is not only the United Kingdoms, this is going to be at large within the collective that eventually is going to be adopted by almost all places. So there will come a time where that dollar is no longer going to be valuable and it is no longer going to be used, but rather you're going to be able to use your phone and you're going to pay through everything on this phone here. Okay? The reason why this is important to understand is because there is so much value and there is so much potential for financial gain and financial advantage if you know what it is that you're doing when it comes to investing. And the reason why this is so powerful right now is because we are at a very weird time in history that we've never experienced before. This is a first-time thing, and we are about to break open into this new world order. Now, once again, associated with this new world order is going to be a digital economic currency, which is going to operate through crypto. Because of where it is that we are right now, this is something that I think a lot of people deep down resonate with and can understand, but there's also a huge majority of people that have no idea about this and are actually quite resistant to this, and they are very resistant to the idea of potentially investing any time and energy, and especially money, into cryptocurrencies. Okay, there is a reason why Bitcoin literally took off in the way that it did and why it is presenting itself into the collective consciousness through different entertainment industries and through the news and things of that nature. This is a representation, or we could almost say this is a appetizer to the future that we are moving into. Okay, so there's a lot more different types of cryptocurrencies and different types of crypto coins rather than just crypto or rather than just Ethereum. There's a whole bunch of different types of coins that at this point in time where we are extremely undervalued because we have not yet moved into the reality where digital currency is adopted by the mass collective consciousness yet. So the value that there really is in this moment is the reality that we are at a historic time frame for people to start educating themselves, doing a little bit more research, and figuring out potentially what are different types of cryptocurrencies are going to be major players or valuable currencies that are going to be adopted within the new world order, within the new mass collective consciousness. And if you can take some of those cryptocurrencies based on your education, based on your research, and you can start investing into them, whether that's investing $100 all the way up to $10,000 or however much you have to invest, this is something that is absolutely worth looking at right now. Because of the nature of how undervalued some of these currencies are, because most people aren't studying this stuff, most people aren't expecting the new world and for things to shift in this way, there is so much potential for those of you that are a little bit farther ahead, those are that are a little bit more in tune with your bodies and are able to intuitively pick up on some of these things it is that I'm talking about, you should once again be able to tell that our economy is about to go into a death cycle, which means something else is going to be birthed into existence. And that is what I am here communicating in regards to a digital currency as we move into the future. So if you can take advantage of investing into healthy cryptocurrencies that you've educated yourself on to know which ones potentially are going to be adopted into the new world, then there is so much room to profit and so much room to take these investments with where they are now, extremely undervalued, and watch them basically multiply 10x, 20x, 30x, 40x, 50x, and onwards. So the same way that Bitcoin, for the people that invested into Bitcoin way back when people didn't really understand it and people didn't really know about it or trust it, there was a large portion of people that went from, we could say, living semi-regular lives to them becoming multimillionaires and even billionaires overnight because of how that investment multiplied itself. And we are at a point in time now, which is what I'm trying to communicate to you, where this can actually happen again in a very significant way because we have not experienced this in history before. We are literally moving into a completely new financial system, and cryptocurrency is going to be the foundation and the essence of this financial system. And if you choose your investments right in regards to educating yourself, doing some research, and deciding which ones you trust the most that are going to be valuable for the future, which I think a lot of them are. Honestly, I honestly don't think you can go too wrong with most of them. But if you can choose the right ones, some of these ones are going to multiply significantly. Okay, and you can take advantage of that. And that is why I'm here making this video to the public for those of you that watch my channel, because one of the reasons why I do what it is that I do is so that I can help guide you and I can lead you on a path that is going to support your process. And obviously, when it comes to healing, when it comes to integration of, traumas, when it comes to stepping into your authentic self, when it comes to living the life that you truly came here to live and that you also want to live, financial freedom is absolutely an aspect of that life. It is absolutely an aspect of that reality. And that's why I'm here giving all of you an opportunity to start taking crypto a little bit more seriously so that you can understand what's going on here and what we are shifting into. And yes, this is going to require a little bit more education and research on your end to figure out which coins are right for you to invest in. I have my own personal portfolio, and this is something that I have uploaded to my Patreon exclusively for members that are tier 3 or 4. So I literally show my portfolio on the phone and I break down exactly which coins it is that I trust and that I am currently invested in. I break down why I'm invested in some of these coins based on literally occult predictive programming from TV shows in the entertainment industry from up to 15 years in the past, up to 20 years in the past, meaning there are shows and there is entertainment that has actually shown some of these specific crypto coins or currencies that are going to be implemented into the future. Just like with Simpsons, and they did the same thing with Bitcoin. You could see the Bitcoin on a Simpsons episode. If you search it up, you can find it. This is what is called occult predictive programming, which shows us a lot of indications of certain things that are being created as realities from the past that then get ushered into collective agendas or collective timelines. And that is a part of where it is that I'm pulling some of the knowledge or the understanding of what I believe is going to be implemented into our future when it comes to the cryptocurrencies that I'm invested in. But then there's a whole bunch of other research and education that also points to some of these currencies and why they're valuable and things in that nature. So I have all of that broken down on my Patreon. So if you really want to do that education, definitely check it out. I have my Patreon. It's the first link in the YouTube video description. Tier 3 or 4 is where you gain access to that information. Okay. And if you type in, like you'll see the video. If you scroll through, it'll say something along the lines of how to be financially free in the new world. Okay. That's the name of the video. But with that being said, as at large, once again, cryptocurrency is going to do very well. And there's a lot of people that are afraid of it. And I understand why people are afraid of it, because there is a lot of scams within the crypto realm right now. There's a lot of people that are scamming, meaning you might have someone that pretends to be someone who's knowledgeable with crypto and gets you to give them a lot of money, and then they take your money and they do something like that. Or there's just like, for example, like when you study different channels that talk a lot about cryptocurrencies, you can literally see in the comment sections, there's like scammers everywhere. Like there are scamming websites that create commenters that tell you which coins to invest in, that make it look like real people are commenting saying, hey, this is the coin that is making me so much money, when really it's not even real. So there's a lot of reasons why people are standing offish to crypto. One, it's just not something that's mass collectively adopted yet. There is a lot of scams with it. But at the same end of the token, there's a lot of safety with crypto as well. There's a lot of like, it's like, honestly, it's generally as safe as investing into a stock market. So the S&P 500 and other things in that nature. Once you get to experience it, and once you get to work with it, once you download some of the apps where you can have it tangibly on your person, like Coinbase or Kraken, these are two of the different apps where you can start purchasing your own cryptocurrencies and basically watch your portfolio live as the market is going up and down. Then you start to feel a lot safer with it, and you can start leaning into it maybe a little bit more. But as I said, like majority of the population is not looking into what it is that I'm sharing with you. And there's a reason why the masses or the majority doesn't usually take advantage of these moments where, when we go through these big crises, for example, when the dollar loses its value and potentially the stock markets really struggle, then there tends to be a group of people or a collective of people that start to really take advantage of these death cycles and shoot through the roof and, reap a lot of valuable rewards for themselves. And I am absolutely someone that does this myself. I did it within the pandemic back in 2020. That was literally the year where I never had to work a job again because I was able to grow my business. So I have an actual reputation for being able to take advantage of these weird times in the collective consciousness that end up causing a lot of pain and suffering for a lot of people, but being able to take that and turn it into something that is valuable and that has potential and is healthy. So once again, I say all of this just to plant the seed for you. And for those of you that want to take that seed a little bit deeper, you now have a pathway to follow. You can go to my Patreon and you can educate yourself with that specific video that I'm mentioning now, or just do your own research. Like, just look up crypto, how to invest into crypto, and see what types of videos start to pop up for you. But I have my reasons. I know why I'm invested in what it is that I'm invested in. I also break down another aspect of investing on that video on my Patreon. I go into the details of two specific things that I invest in. So crypto is one of them, and then there's something else that I really trust. And with both of these things so far, I have already generated over $10,000 in profit. Crypto was honestly the quickest one. I recently started investing a good amount of money into it because I know what's about to be taking place. And at the high I've already received from what I've put in, literally within a month time frame, I've generated up to $6,500 in value. So my investment has already gone up $6,500 at a high, but the market is always going down and it's swinging up as well. So there's times where I was invested and it was lower than what I put in, but at the high, it's gone up to almost $7,000 profit. And generally it's, for the most part, it's been sitting at that 6,000 mark, 6,000 to 4,000 mark profit. But I believe we're moving into a time where that profit is going to go and 10x itself, or potentially 100x itself, literally. And I'm not even kidding you, just because of the uniqueness of the time it is that we are in now. So take advantage of it. And as I said, I gave you a place to study if you want to see my personal portfolio, why it is that I trust it, why it is that I'm invested in it. I break it all down from all lenses. And then another avenue of investing that I also trust that is also generating me profit as well. Okay, that one has me up about 13,000 in profit at the moment. Okay, so rather than just keeping your money sitting stagnantly inside of your bank account, where literally the value of your dollar is getting less and less and less every single day. Literally, if you have, let's say, $200,000 sitting in your bank account, and you go to your bank and you say, hey, can I withdraw $200,000? A lot of the times they won't even let you do that, which is kind of scary because that's an indication that that money is not really your money. And, you know, it's just a weird feeling knowing that. It's like I could have $500,000 in my bank account, in my savings. And if I physically needed it to, let's say, make a purchase on something and I went to withdraw it, it's a whole challenge and it's a whole process. And you probably wouldn't be able to do it right on the spot. Okay, some banks won't let you do it and you have to go through all these different loopholes to find a way to do that. And that is just not a good sign. And it's a representation that they don't always have the money there. Okay, it's literally, it's that number that's on your digital screen that appears, that shows you your bank account, and then you use the card to pay for things. So eventually that karma is going to come to the surface with the US dollar, and that's not going to be sustainable anymore. So we are going to move into a new economic system. I don't know exactly when this shift is exactly going to be taking place, but I have a strong feeling it is literally within the next potential year up to 10 years. I know this for a fact. Within 10 years, this is going to happen. It could literally be within a year. It could be within 3, 5, 7, or 10. Okay, but it's going to happen. Take advantage of what it is that you can now so that you can ride this wave and gain the value for what is to come in the future. There is so much potential here, so do not miss out on it. I'm telling you, for those of you that are going to take advantage of this and do your research and follow up on the Patreon and look into what I'm personally investing in, I promise. And look, I'm not your financial advisor, so don't hold me to any of that. I'm investing my money into these things because I trust it, I believe it, and I've seen these things grow. I have my reasons why I'm doing it as well. I believe that if we follow through on some of these things, a lot of us can become literally millionaires or multimillionaires, and some of us potentially billionaires moving into the future, moving into the near and future up to 10 years from now. Okay, but you have to be on board with this. You have to understand what it is that you're doing. You have to commit yourself to an inner process and trust the process. And I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of results there. But with that being said, I just wanted to come out and make this video because this is something that we can expect moving into the new mass collective consciousness, because energy is changing drastically. We're becoming a more technologically advanced civilization, and digital currency is absolutely going to be a part of that. So take advantage of it. I can't say it enough. For those of you that are struggling, working 9-to-5 jobs, you know, paying your bills, paying your mortgage, or paying your rent, and just are in this loop cycle, like, you know, honor your process and, you know, allow yourself to let go of some of these mechanisms that you have that are keeping you stuck in that cycle. And then take some of the money maybe that you're saving and invest it into something that has a lot of potential within the future because we're at such a strange time. Okay? You know, your 401ks, your Roth IRAs, those things are fine, but that's also very common knowledge. It's what a lot of people are doing. And for someone like myself, I don't want to have to wait to be 65 years old to then be able to reap the reward of my Roth IRA. You know, maybe when I'm, 50, that will become something I'm more interested in, but I'm 28 years old. I have a whole life that's ahead of me. I want to live with financial freedom now, and I want to do things that can create that for myself. Okay, so these mainstream things that we once, found safety with, like our 401ks, our Roth IRAs, etc. There's nothing wrong with those things, but we're moving into a new age, a new world with a new economic flow, a new system. And these things are much more fluid, and it makes so much sense why this is going to be the future of investing and the future of being able to set yourself financially free. But at the end of the day, in order to actually do this and to do it successfully, you have to be in the right energetic resonance. And that is literally everything it is that I talk about, everything it is that I discuss with healing trauma, honoring your body's emotions and sensations, working on creating a healthy foundation. And then, of course, there is spiritual and occult mechanisms that we can utilize to support that whole process. So with that being said, this was the message. Take advantage of it. Okay. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button. That lets me know that you got value from this. Drop down into the comment section and let me know if you did get value from this. Let me know what you are invested in. Let me know what type of cryptocurrencies you potentially are going to be invested in as well. Let me know if, once again, you're already invested in some of these things. I'm very curious to hear that, and ultimately very curious to hear your perspective on this new digital world currency that eventually will be moving into the collective consciousness. Okay, hit the notification bell, get notified for when I post. You don't want to miss out. Like, this video literally could have been the video that just encouraged you or inspired you to start looking into a new means of investment that you start walking a path down and you start doing, and then literally 5 years from now, you 50x your investment, and now you're able to live financially free for the rest of your life. Okay, on a simple YouTube video with someone like me sitting in front of a camera talking about these things. Take advantage of this. Get notified when I post. I literally teach and talk about so many important and valuable things. So take advantage of it. Okay, with that being said, now subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, you're further energetically linking in and connecting to what it is that I'm teaching. So take advantage of that. Also, copy and paste the link to this video and send it to someone that you feel like will gain value from it as well. If you know someone that is interested in this type of stuff and that you feel like would gain value from it, send it to that person. Okay, I encourage you to do that. All right. Now, check out my Patreon. It's the first link in that YouTube description below. This is literally the most important link within that YouTube description. This is where you're going to gain access to a whole host of over 270 exclusive videos that I have created. I've put a lot of time and energy into and are exclusive to only the Patreon members, including this one financial education video talking about crypto, which coins I'm invested in, what my portfolio looks like. I show you my actual portfolio. I show you how much money I'm actually making from it, etc. So definitely consider this stuff. All right. All the way from occult education, literally like what is real occultism, working with different spirits, different energies, and these different types of practices. I have practices that I'm performing on camera and teaching you how to do yourself, all the way down from initiation, like going through Kabbalah and initiating these different spheres and going through that entire process, to education on trauma, building a healthy foundation, nervous system regulation, everything you possibly need to know to have a well-rounded understanding of self-development in its most taboo, but also deepest important ways, all over on my Patreon. Take advantage of it. There is over 1,100 people that are signed up to the Patreon. That alone speaks for itself. So look into it, invest into it, try it out, go through the content. I have it all organized in different collection sections that you can use, and I guarantee you're going to get some value out of this. So definitely do that. Okay. Now, tier number 3 and 4 is very exclusive to the Patreon. This is a Universe B vampire ritual service that is performed on the 29th of every single month that has one. It's an extremely unique ritual service that I offer. It's the only service that I offer for the collective, which is tier 3 or 4 of the Patreon, to energetically support you as the participant to work with these deeper layers of your unconscious and to integrate the shadow to a point where you merge with it and it becomes your ally. So rather than experiencing all this external resistance all the time, you get to free that up, liberate yourself, and understand acceptance with these deepest parts of your own inner darkness. And that, of course, sets the circumstances for your life to significantly change around you as well. And it changes your internal way of functioning drastically. It changes the way that things then can come to you or then attract to you. So there are about 300 people that actively take advantage of this ritualistic service every single month. So if it's something that you want to tap into, definitely look into it. Once again, it's in the Patreon. First link below, tier 3 or 4. We'll leave it there. And if you want to educate yourself more on this service, go into my YouTube playlist. I have an entire playlist that talks about the vampire ritual service. So go ahead and educate yourself more on what that is. Okay. Now at the second link below, this is where you can book a one-on-one call with me if you want to personally speak with me. This is also where you can jump into mentorships. I have a 6-week mentorship as well as a 3-month mentorship. This is something that I'm absolutely passionate about. I love working with people. I do work with people from all over the world with all different types of backgrounds, literally like all the way from people that run their own businesses to people that are homeless, to people that live in Africa, to people that live in Germany, to America. Okay, so I love doing the mentorships. I see it as an amazing opportunity to learn more about myself as well. And I love to be able to help people through a process of integrating trauma in quite an intimate way, of getting to know each other personally, and then being able to show people things that maybe they're not currently aware of, and then create a healthy foundation that honors that process of nervous system regulation and, once again, healing these repressed emotions from trauma within the system. And this whole process looks different for every single person. So with all the different clients that I currently work with, which I work with a whole bunch of people at the moment, that process looks different for every single person. So I help to guide that process and to create some understanding on what that looks like for you specifically. And then for the people that are interested, we can also start moving into occult initiation if that is something that you're also interested in. So this would be Kabbalistic initiation. Now, not everyone wants to do that, and that's completely understandable, but there are some people that do. And first, what we're going to do is we're going to lock in the foundation. We're going to make sure that we're honoring that and we're connected with that. And then we can start considering doing some deeper, real deal spiritual occult initiation for those of you that feel like you're ready for that. Okay. And that is what I do with these mentorships. So with that being said, all of that is in the second link below. Look into it, take advantage of it if it's something you resonate with. Now, also in the same second link below, you can book a tarot card reading with Alexia. She is a very gifted tarot card reader and can pinpoint exactly what it is that you're currently going through and help you better understand it at an internal level, and then tell you what to expect moving into your near future, while also relating it back to the Kabbalistic tree to give you an even deeper understanding of some of the things you're experiencing. So tons of people have booked readings with her. There's tons of valuable feedback, so definitely consider that as well. It's in the second link below. Okay, now in the third link below, this is what is known as a LUCIFERS Foundation course. This is a course that is going to teach you everything you need to know step by step to build a healthy relationship with Lucifer. With all of my experience that I've put into it, and asked also Nick McCool, who is over at the Cosmic Observer YouTube channel, we partnered together on this course and we share everything we know about this energy and how to build a relationship with it. Tons of people have purchased it, tons of valuable feedback. People are continuously buying it every single day. Literally, take advantage of it if it's something you resonate with. Fourth link below is my YouTube memberships. I would love to have you a part of the YouTube community and the family. It's always fun to see familiar faces in that way and then see people with the badge next to their name. So definitely look into that if you really want to become a part of the Universal Mastery family. And then the fifth link is book recommendations. These are the book recommendations that I have for you. It will give you the fundamentals of spirituality and occultism related to some of the things you need to know that will serve you for the rest of your practice. The different angels, demons, descriptions, sigils, the tree, the spheres, the pathways, everything you need to know in this 4 ebook bundle at the fifth link. Take advantage of that as well. Now below that, I have another series of courses. Specifically, right now I have one course in that section, which is called the I've Been Cursed course. And this is a course for anyone that is having a hard time dealing with psychic energies that they feel like are malevolent that were sent to them. So if someone has cursed you, if someone's cursed your family and you're feeling the energetic effects, this is a course that I've created by popular demand to help people better navigate these things in the most practical, understandable root cause way so that you can actually liberate yourself from that unnecessary negative energy that you're going through. So definitely look into that as well. It's in my YouTube video description. But with that being said, this is going to wrap it up. I appreciate all of you, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.